Welcome to Magical Women. This is an extra special. We are thrilled to present this short portrait documentary about the legendary Fay Presto, the queen of close-up. Many thanks to creator and director Hannah Akvillin and Fay Presto for agreeing and allowing us to share this precious footage.
It's a beautiful one of those velvet nights where you can reach out and touch the air. Park Lane on a warm night or Oxford Street in the rain, it's just lovely. And it's London, it's my town, it's where I live. And it's my industry and it's my time. I've always been a creature of the night. That rich life of what is going on in Soho and the West End is an important part of the job, and feeling that it's my space too.
I'm now working at the Box, which is a very avant-garde club in the middle of Soho. And the pace is furious. If I pause for a second, I will lose the table. If you hesitate for a moment, you will lose the table because somebody will come up with, somebody with their chest hanging out of their dress, or and the coke will bite in, and the alcohol will arrive, and you will lose them. You have to work at a furiously fast pace. But my attitude to the table is, you might think you don't want to watch this, but you do.
The magician that constantly gives me inspiration is Fay Presto. Fay takes risks when she's performing, a lot of risks, and when they pay off, it's unbelievable.
She invented what we know as close-up magic, as in table magic. It's extremely important to other female magicians. She champions them.
Fay's been doing it 35 years and essentially created close-up magic. Without her, you don't have Dynamo, you don't have David Blaine, you don't have magicians at corporate events. That whole industry is because of Fay.
She was the only woman doing magic. There was no women doing magic at that period. It's slightly unusual. She stuck out more on television, being a woman doing magic.
We get telephone calls sort of saying, well, we'll book on a Thursday night. Will Fay be there? And I said, well, more or less every Thursday for the last sort of 30 years odd, Fay's been here. So people look forward to that little bit of extra entertainment in the restaurant.
Oh, it's cabaret time. Is that fair? Is that fair? Yeah. Is that fair? No, gone. Good. Excellent. Fine. The table is solid, yes. The table is solid and the bottle is solid. These things are important. I have to wrap this up like this in case it breaks. You see, they do sometimes, and bits of glass fly around the restaurant. But if I've wrapped it up like this, we are safe. Hey! Have a great night. Don't get too drunk, you'll start seeing things. We've had everybody from Frank Sinatra to a miserable sod complaining about the noise, so, And I've met some of my best clients here. You have done so many tables, or I've done so many tables now, that you feel, within the first 30 seconds, even less, 10 seconds, where you're going to take that table. You're wiggling your feet. No,
Well, it makes people laugh and clap and cheer and have a nice time. That's what magic does. It also gives you hope that maybe somewhere in the world there is some real magic.
What do you mean, is it in there? It's not the first time you've asked that question, is it? But the extraordinary thing is there is one card in this pack up the wrong way, and it is the seven of diamonds. And not only that, the remarkable thing is you found the only Tory voter in a safe Labour seat, which is amazing. Finding a safe Labour seat round here would be hard. This is Mayfair. All right, sign the card.
And I've always pursued the applause and the laughter.
Yes!
It takes me to somewhere else. Some people never find what they want to do. I was lucky. I found something that I really enjoyed doing, and I've been allowed to do it for a long time.
But when I was a kid, I wanted to be a magician's assistant. Because I wanted to climb in and out of boxes and be made to reappear on the other side of the room and do all those wonderful things. I wanted the outfits. I wanted the feathers. I wanted all that glamour.
The entire entertainment industry is about youth. It's all about, it's about the visuals. You look at an old man and all the wisdom and the experience and everything. You look at an old woman and you think, where's she been? But older women always find it difficult. It's difficult to be taken seriously doing anything. You know, there was a time when I had my legs up to my arse and nice tits, but blokes tend to get a longer innings.
Magic is almost by definition sexist. How can it not be? They spent the last 100 years sawing women in half. When was the last time you saw a nice male assistant? Never. But that doesn't mean to say you shouldn't start trying to deconstruct that sexism.
Women have had the deal that, isn't it remarkable it's a woman doing this? No, it's remarkable that it's a person who's doing this who's very good at it. I am a very good performer. I'm a very good magician. I happen to be female. It took off like a meteor to start with. I did a television broadcast for 11 million people live after I'd been at the job about 3 years.
As magicians traditionally work with rabbits, I'm no exception.
2 holes in the card.
No, let's go. Come on. Yes, you were on the telly too when you were young. Oh, we were both so young. Oh, look at that one. Oh, come on. I didn't realise that I was quite attractive. I really thought that everybody made me feel as if I should crawl away into a little hole and hide and not to come out. Oh, here's one at the Hippodrome. That was my first big illusion. That's the way the Hippodrome was.
It was the biggest discotheque or nightclub or whatever you call these things now you've ever seen in your life. I'm bumbling around the tables doing some stupid tricks. And a woman called Patty Clapton, who was the wife of Eric Clapton, saw me working and said, I think I must book you to do my Eric's birthday party. Offered me 40 quid, which was more money than I'd seen in a long time. And it just spun up from there. And one celebrity party leads to another. So what's the most glamorous party I've ever done? I don't know, the Queen's 80th birthday party, is that glamorous? It all looks terribly glamorous from the outside. And every now and again in comes a decent job and you go, thank God I'm going to eat for the next month. There's no doubt about it. I'm spinning down towards the end of a career. A lot of my clients are retiring. Some of them are dying. I've had 40 years of my life doing stuff that I love. And that's different. I don't ever want to stop. Whereas most other people are planning their retirement and what they're going to do when they stop. I don't want that.
Hello?
Hello. This is Ray's studio. He's my best friend and my stylist. I don't wear anything without his permission. Fits.
The fit is still good?
Fit is good.
Okay, and no extra pockets?
No, just the darts and this bit. And Ray knows more about putting pockets in extraordinary places than anybody else on this planet.
This was the very first one, the first look, which is one of the more complicated we ever did. She was like a very exuberant, outgoing person. She was at a stage in her life where she was changing everything about it. She was still working in sales at the time, but had these plans and dreams. She lives to perform, that's what she loves doing, and she's fearless. She has not given up, she's kept going. She's had a lot of prejudice against her, but she's always persevered, she's always been determined, and she's been kind to a lot of people along the way.
I'm going to give a lecture for a bunch of magicians and wannabe magicians, and there are very few women out there lecturing about doing magic. I often hear people going, don't you get fed up with the tricks? And it is not up to me as a magician, as a performer, to entertain myself with my new tricks. It is up to me to entertain that audience and give them the biggest fix of magic I can get. I start with this thing called Take Charge. You've got a table full of 20 people, 10 people, however many, nattering away, and you've got to get through to them. It can't be any simpler than this. Stay out of the fire. It's a miracle. Oh, I see we've got 10 minutes. We can do some magic. It's not a great trick, but it is something that it'll focus them. To anybody? To George. People come up to me and say, it was your book that got me started in magic. Or people come up to you and say, I saw you perform years ago at my dad's birthday party and I wanted to do that. It's lovely when that happens.
I never got the relationship bit worked out. That never happened.
I'm not having to go, oh, I must get home by so-and-so because so-and-so will be worried, or, you know, the dog will need a walk or whatever. So it suits me. It is silly to get attached to a piece of metal like that, but I bought it in 1976, I think. I'm a petrol head, I love cars. The memory starts to go, everything starts to fall to bits. I've had a decent innings. In a few years' time, they're going to tell me I'm too old to have a driving licence. So every birthday takes you nearer the date when that is going to happen. Not a good thing.
There is nothing like walking out in front of a bunch of 500, 600 people and feeling the love.
This show's one of the best things that's happened to me. I had to wait a long time to get this kind of show.
I'll be down in a sec.
You keep going. This makes me feel very old and very inflexible. Now lock off, mute.
Yes.
It's locked off. Don't just set mute.
Yeah,
you can program. No,
gone.
You can program it in there so that you cannot turn it on.
So as soon as you try and switch anything, it doesn't come up with a word. It doesn't come up with mute. On
Okay,
it.
fine.
So it is constantly.
Thank you. I'm sorry to be so picky.
When you've screwed up big time, as often as I have, you get nervous about nothing. Well, one show I went out without any of the props in my pockets that I need to do the show with. Forgot to load them up. But because you've got an awful lot of experience behind you, you can cover up an awful lot and nobody knows.
Ladies and gentlemen of the show Champions of Magic, the house is now open. Please do not cross the stage.
A worry that I might not be as good at performing as I think I am. I might be terrible. And retranslating everything that comes in into saying, oh, you were wonderful. They might be saying you were very mediocre.
But I mean, I have been hurt to the point of tears on many occasions. But I'm not going to change. I'm not going to stop doing what it is that they have described in such hurtful terms.
That moment when an audience bursts into spontaneous applause is a profound expression that you're okay, kid.
I don't ever want to stop. And I know at some stage, I will have to. At some stage, they will say, oh, Crumb's not her.
Who wants to be lying in bed at the age of 90, dying of nothing?
My ideal end would be to go out, do a cracking show, get back in the dressing room and pop me clogs. That'll do.
Please welcome to the set, Fay Presto.
Would you like a little cluette there? Where is the rhythm and therefore the rhythm? Put it in there. Yes, of course you can touch it, but it's not there. Sorry. Would you like this fast or slowly? Choice is yours. Slowly. You are so lucky.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so you'll be aware of future Magical Women Talks. Oh, and don't forget to comment. We love to hear from you.